Hello everyone, this is Melissa the Stamp Doc. Today I'm going to share with you my August Stamp Club projects, and during this Stamp Club we are using a stamp set called Country Flowers, and I'll just show it to you right here. It is a line art stamp set, so you can color these images however you like with whatever mediums you have. So I'm going to show you different ink pads and options you have with this, and again, you can do these however you like. This is a bundle. It has the stamp set and then the coordinating dies. So if you are a Stamp Club member, you can also add this bundle on with no additional tax and shipping, and it will ship with your card kit. I'm going to set these aside. We'll go back to the actual projects here in a little bit, but I want to show you your options for coloring. So I'm going to send you some watercolor paper and Whisper white paper, and you can decide which you want to use. So your watercolor paper is a little bit heavier weight, and that way it can hold the water. These images I stamped with Versamark ink, and then I embossed with the black Wow embossing powder. So this works really well with anything that you're going to do with water-based. I like using this type because you really don't have to follow in the lines. It's going to kind of hold the ink within those lines. Your other option, if you want to do watercoloring, is to stamp with a Stazon ink pad. So again, this is more for your watercoloring, and I'll show you that. So I'm going to show you both of those, but those are for watercoloring. And then if you want to use your Stampin' blends, which is what I did on my sample projects, you're going to stamp with the Memento ink on basic white cardstock. So again, you've got options, you've got different ways that you can stamp those, and I'll show you how each one looks. So I know that sometimes gets confusing, but this is a good way to kind of see that in action. So we will start with the embossed one. So I'm also using our glass mat, and I'm going to just use my little ink refills for this. So I'm going to put a drop of ink in each one of these little ink wells, and just a little bit. I don't need a whole lot. And these were just available to new demonstrators at the beginning of the year, but now anyone can get them. So anytime you buy an ink pad, I always recommend you go ahead and buy the ink refills too, because that way you can do watercoloring with it and you can always keep your inks fresh. Alright, I'm also going to use one of our aqua painters, or actually we call them water painters now. I'm going to squeeze just a little bit of ink into that. I also have a little paper towel here that I can use too. So I'm going to color these flowers right here. And again, this, what I like about using it with the embossed is that's really just going to kind of hold that color within that embossed area. So I'm going to do those. I'm going to do a little bit, let's see, we've got some other little flowers in here I want to do. So if you're somebody that really kind of likes perfection with yours, you're probably going to like using that instead. So I'm just going to do that, and you can kind of wipe it on there. All right, let's see what color we have here. This is my yellow. And I'm going to just go in and do this flower. And again, that's just really easy to kind of stay within those lines. Okay, and like that. I'm going to wipe it on my paper towel that's off camera. Okay, let me see what color we got there. All right. I'm going to use this lighter one in here. Just get a lighter color there. Alright. And then if you don't have the ink refills, you can just push the lid of your ink pad and it's going to create a little well for you too. So let me wipe my thing there. Get a little green on this. Again, I'm just going to go in and kind of get those. And what's nice about using that is you're going to get that really pretty watercolory look, but again, it kind of stays in the lines a little bit for you. So let's do our other watercolor sheet. Let me see what I did with it. All right. So this one is flat. So again, this one's kind of a little bit raised, but not by much. And I'm just going to color the leaves over here. So I'm going to do them with this. And again, this is a little so again, the watercolor, this is just a really neat way you can do that. And watercolor, you don't have to be super neat either, so just do those as you like. Now let's see, I'm going to throw a little bit of that yellow in there too, just to kind of give some interest, a little different shading in there. So whatever products you have at home, you're going to be able to do the coloring with. And of course, if you want to use markers, you could do markers too. So again, there's my little leaves, and those are just samples of watercoloring. So with embossed images or just with the Stazon ink, either one is going to hold that. If you use the Memento ink, you're going to find that it's going to bleed. The black is going to bleed into your colors. So if you want a good clean watercolor image, use either the Versamark with the embossing powder or the Memento ink. Both of those will give you the look that you're wanting. All right, I'm going to put those aside. I'm going to go ahead and just set that little ink thing. This is really great because you can just rinse that off and it's perfectly clean afterwards. All right, and those water painters are great. You can use you just literally unscrew them, fill it with tap water, and then screw that back on. And so those are really great, and you can just switch colors out with those pretty easily. So different options for your coloring. Now we'll actually do the projects. So I'm going to start with this one right here. So I've already done a lot of my stamping ahead of time, and I just wanted to show you, in your kit you're going to get this designer series paper, and you're just going to stamp directly on that, and that way you don't have to color. This is a great way to do some paper piecing, and you'll see it just really looks cute with the little stool and the little flower market thing. All right, so all of your paper, when you join Card Club, all of your paper comes pre-cut. The only thing you're not going to get are the stamped images and the die cuts. So you will need to have the bundle or something very similar in order to complete the cards. You'll also get a full color tutorial that will tell you all the measurements and also how to put all of this together. I'm going to go ahead and put these two together. These two get layered on. This is going to be our front panel. But yeah, if you want to recreate those, I will give you all the measurements and everything too. All right, I'm going to use this. I like whenever I'm doing pieces like this, if I'm trying to line them up, I just lightly set that on there so that if I don't have it right where I want, I can actually move it around, and we're going to put that in the middle. But I can kind of scooch those around a little bit. And if you don't like the colors that I used or the side that I used, you can always flip those around and use the other side. I'm going to do that on some of my other ones for you. But these just fit right on there. And if you even want to put them at a little bit of a offset, you can do that too. But if you use the liquid glue, it's real easy to kind of wiggle those around and get them right where you want them. Okay, so we've got that. And I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to just do a little bow here. Now you can also tie that around if you want, but I did that on my original sample, but I'm going to do this here. Okay. When you join Card Club, you also get up to $25, about $22 to $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Product. So you'll get the ribbon and all the things you need to embellish your cards with. So that makes it really nice as well. But you'll have product that you can actually use on your cards. So I'm going to put this panel right here in the middle. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this down. And we're going to put our little flower market on there. And you do have to sign up for Card Club before the 20th of the month. And then once you sign up, if you want to add on the bundle, you can. If you already have the bundle, that's fine. That's great. You're ready to go. Put this one right on here. And we've got some little flowers. I should have one more flower. I think it fell on the floor. This was actually my third choice for the stamp set we were going to use this month, and the reason why is because we had so many go out of stock. I had two other ones planned to go and had to change direction a little bit. Alright, so we're just going to put this little bow right here on the side. I'm going to put some adhesive there. There we go. And there is card number 1 for August Card Club. Isn't that cute? Alright, let's go on to card number 2. And this one we will have some coloring to do. Some coloring and some stamping, actually. I didn't grab a block. I'm going to have to reach up here and grab one. So, we need a floral stamp. So we're going to grab that out of there. And we put our little pieces over here. So again, all of, if it is not included in the bundle, I will go ahead and die cut it for you. So like this circle from the Designer Series paper, I did go ahead and cut that for you. Alright, I need a fresh Freesia ink pad, or you can use Versamark. I guess since I have my Versamark here, we'll use that. Versamark is great whenever you're going to do tone-on-tone stamping, because you can use that with any color. And it's going to look tone on tone like, and I'm just trying to go right around the edges here. I just want it to have a little bit of interest to it. And I'm just using that floral stamp. So I know it's a little hard to see there, but I'll bring that up so you can see. And again, just stamp those randomly around the edges. And if you have the fresh Freesia, you can use that. But again, using the Versamark is a great way to get away around that. I'm going to put this front panel up with dimensionals. And I'm one that uses dimensionals very freely. They're not that expensive, so use them quite a bit. And if you're like me, you have lots of dimensionals falling all over the place. All right, so we're going to put that out. And again, you're just going to see that little bit of interest around there. I'm going to take our little circle here and I'm going to just glue that down. I'm going to put it up here in the upper corner, just like so. And then I'm going to use my blends to color these images. So I'm going to start with the little stool here. And I'm going to color the back legs darker. So I'm using my dark pecan pie. And I'm not doing a lot of shading on these, but just a little bit. And then just right up there at the top, I'm going to do a little bit too of the darker. And then the rest I'm going to just really use the light. So this is the lighter one. I'm going to bring that color down. And again, keeping it really, really simple. And if you want to do more shading and more coloring, if you want to get fancy on this, go right ahead. You can do whatever you like with that. So we're going to take that little stool and we're going to go ahead and glue him down. Okay, I'm going to put him down here at the corner, right there. And then I'm going to do basic gray on this one, or actually this is smoky slate. So this one I am going to do a little bit more shading. So I'm just going to go around the outside of it, and I'm going to do this bottom area here really dark. I go down here. So this is the dark smoky slate. I'm going to go ahead and do this little rim dark. And then I'm just going to take the light and pull that color across. So and just pull that in. And that way my inside looks a little lighter where the light shines on, and my outside is darker, so around the edges. So and again, I'm not doing any fancy coloring today, just real simple. So you can see our shading on this. There we go. And the reason I chose this card, those of you that know that my dad passed away in August, and I got so many cute sympathy cards with this stamp set. I was like, you know, everybody can use sympathy cards, so this was the one I chose. I'm going to do just a little bit of yellow there in the center. And then I'm also going to go ahead and color this little flower here yellow. I think I'm using Daffodil Delight on this one. I wish we had crushed curry in blends, but we don't. I'm going to do Berry Burst on this big flower here. And again, this is that same one that we did earlier with the watercolors. So again, you'll see there's a different look depending on what you use to color your images. I'm going to use the lighter one on the smaller flowers. So it's just a lighter shade of that Berry Burst on these little flowers. And I need just a little bit of that fresh freesia on this one here to bring that all that color in. And we'll get some Old Olive here on the leaves. And when you're using blends, make sure you cap those really tightly, and you want to store those on their side much like you would do your markers. There we go. So just to show you There's this one versus the one that we did there. So they are going to look different depending on what medium you use. And I'm going to pop this one up with dimensionals just to give that a little interest. Because why not? So we do make, in Card Club, we make 4 cards, but you'll get enough materials to make 2 of each. And then I stamp the greeting, which says sending love. I stamp that and then just fussy cut around the edge on that. And I'm going to just put that right here. And you've really got a perfect little card that if you wanted to do for sympathy or just thinking of you, just a really cute little flower card. Alright, so that was card number 2. And we've got one more here that's pretty easy to do. Alright, so this one, I'm using the basic beige for this, which is one of our newer neutral colors, just kind of a basic color. And you can use it with a lot of different things. It's really pretty. So I'm going to add this. This is the country, I used the Country Woods and the Country Lace designer series paper on both of these. And so you can use one or both. And keep in mind that during the month of August, both of those are on sale. I'm going to put, and again, these die cut circles are included in your kit. The things that aren't included are the stamped images and the die cut that are from the kit. So for example, these little leaves and the little pots, those are not included. So we're going to do our little teapot up at the top. I'm going to go ahead and put some glue on that. We'll put him right up here. And then we're going to take this little pot and we're going to put him down at the bottom. And these are just from the dies. I didn't do any stamping. That's just, but you will get the basic black cardstock to be able to die cut those. And then we're going to put some leaves here. Ooh, got a lot of glue on that one. We'll let that kind of hide a little bit behind there. So I want this one to kind of come up and over like that. And don't worry, we got some other stuff going on here, so. And you'll get your old olive cardstock to be able to do these with. So you'll get plenty of that cardstock to use. Again, I chose this because I got so many cute sympathy cards. And you wouldn't think that would be a cute thing, but alright, we're going to put this right here. And I'm going to go ahead and glue this little bow here. And we'll just let that sit while we put finishing touches on our images here. So I'm going to color these flowers with Petal Pink. And again, if you don't like the colors I chose, feel free to use a different color. You do not have to stick with what I did. This one has a lot of, you have a lot of different ways that you can do this. And I'm going to grab that old olive again and do these leaves. And then I'm going to go in and do a little bit of yellow on these little flowers. And there is no right or wrong way on these, so do them however you like. I think my sample looks a little different. I think I did blue on my sample, but again, that is perfectly fine. So I'm going to do my leaves a little two-tone. So I'm going to use, I think this is Granny Apple. And a lot of times with leaves, if you mix your yellow and your green, that's going to look really pretty good. It's going to give you some variety there. So I'm just going to color these up. And again, you know, I showed you what it looks like with the watercolor versus this. So I think I'm going to use the Old Olive here to darken them up. So what I'm going to do is pick the leaves that are behind. I'm going to just do them a little darker. Just so we get a little variety there. Yeah, let me just kind of blend those out a little more. Trust the process. Just add your color the way that you want that on there. Okay, good enough. So again, I'll just show you close up versus the watercolor look. So again, you're going to get a totally different look from those. All right, I'm going to put some dimensionals on the back of this. Stick this one down here on the bottom. And another one up here at the top. And we've got two little potted plants and a cute little sympathy card. There we go. Now I'm going to show you my other sample on this one because it does look completely different. And again, sometimes you'll get a similar paper, not maybe the exact same one. So this was my original sample and this is that one. So you can tell the background papers are a little bit different. You'll still get something that coordinates just as well. It just may look slightly different, or you may get one of each. So you have a little variety with those. So you can see I've got two great little sympathy cards there. All right. So in addition to coloring on this one, on this card club, I also like to include a fun fold or something different. Sometimes I'll do a box, sometimes I'll do tags. Last month we did all Christmas, and I did 3 cards. You got 2 each of the cards, and then there were also 2 tags, and then there was a bonus box also. So this one today is a fun fold, and I'm looking, oops, I am missing something. I'm gonna have to steal, I think, from something else. All right, so this one's a fun fold. We're gonna fold all of our stuff together. And see what happened to our piece that I made here. It disappeared on me. Uh-oh. Okay, so I'm again going to use my Versamark pad, and I'm just going to use the coordinating image, so this little flower image this time, and I'm going to stamp that on the inside paper here. Let me just grab that, and again, that just leaves a tone on tone. If you want to do more than that, you can definitely stamp more than that on there. So this goes on the inside. So you can see my front panel is cut down a little bit. Now before I put this down, don't want to screw this part up. You have this smaller piece here. I'm going to put adhesive right here. And this goes along the opposite edge of that flap. So we're going to put it there. That creates this, and then this will go over it. So you can kind of see how this is coming together there. I'm going to go ahead and put this paper on. And again, if you want to use the other side, you can definitely do that. And feel free to use whichever paper you like the best. And this one goes on the inside flap here. Put him right there. And so while we're here, I'm going to go ahead and show you how your club kit comes packaged, because I'm going to have to steal one out of this and I'll have to replace it later. So this is your package right here, and again, you'll get this plus additional supplies to complete your cards, such as ribbon and more paper. And Card Club is $39.99 a month. Again, your other bonus is that you can add that bundle on with no additional tax or shipping. This is for your die cuts, so you can see you've got your black, your white, and your 2 designer series papers that you can use for that. And then in each packet, you've got everything you need for each card, so you can see they really kind of line up with what I've shown you here. So each card is completely separate. I am going to steal this out of here because I need one more of those. But yes, everything is very well organized so that you are ready to craft as soon as you get your kit. So this is a piece of Petal Pink, and I've embossed it with the Eyelet embossing folder, and it will be embossed for you. So just like what you saw there, you're going to get all of that. And again, there's supplies for 8 cards. When I do embossing, I do like to use the liquid glue. I just find that that adheres down a little bit easier. And then we're going to layer these 2. So the circles are cut for you already. We're going to put this one right here on the middle. And then we have this one here. And I'm going to go ahead and glue my little ribbon down too. So I'm just going to put some adhesive here and put my ribbon there. Okay. So we're going to color these. So I've got a little teapot. So again, I'm going to use the smoky slate for those. Oops, sorry about the camera. All right, I'm going to go dark around the edges. And down around the bottom, all along the handle. I'm just going to kind of bring some of that dark here into the center. And then I'm going to go across with the light. And easier to blend when you do have it still wet. I'll just take that. There we go. I got a great little teapot here. Okay, I'm going to put that on with some dimensionals. Down here at the bottom. And then we've got our little flowers again. I'm going to use the Petal Pink with those so that that coordinates. Get all those little flowers done again. And get some green leaves going. Okay, and let's do just a little bit of yellow flowers again. Actually, I think I might go with the freesia. I kind of like that color, and that's going to look just a little different. It's going to have a little more color to it. I think I did Misty Moonlight to kind of coordinate with the blue the card on my original sample, and I'll show you that one because it is a little different. I used a little bit different background paper. So again, like I said, you may get a slightly different background paper, but you can easily make those work. All right, so we're going to go ahead and put our 2 dimensionals here. And I'm going to put just a tiny dab of adhesive down there at the bottom of that so it kind of holds on there. There we go, so you can see that. And then I took, I stamped this little Best Friend Ever, but I'm going to trim that down so it just says Friend. And you can leave this off if you don't want it, but I thought it was just kind of a cute little accent. I'll get those off of there so you can see just a real tiny, says Friend on it. And we'll just put some glue there. And it's going to come right across here. Okay. So this card opens like this and this. So here's this one. And then my original is right here. So you can see the background paper is just a little bit different, but still looks good. And you can see here I colored the flowers blue, and here I did them in the freesia. So again, you can do those however you like. There's not a right or wrong way on those. So let me show you again all the cards. Again, Card Club is $39.99 a month. You can cancel it at any time. You get all the supplies and the tutorial to make all 8 cards. And you'll also get an additional $25 worth of Stampin' Up! Product. This month my plan is to send you watercolor paper and the coordinating ribbon to this. It may change depending on what's available when I order. Card kits ship out between the 25th and 26th of the month, every month. I'm real consistent with those. And again, if you want, before we close out Card Club, if you want to add on the bundle, which includes the stamp set and the dies, then you can add that on for no additional tax or shipping. So I do send out an email, last call on those, and we just invoice you through PayPal if you want that. So I will put the link to join at the very bottom or in the description, and you can sign up. And if you sign up for August 20th, this will be the kit that you receive. So thank you so much for watching. If you have any questions about anything you saw here today, feel free to leave me a comment. Thank you again, and I look forward to talking to you soon.